This is a Frank podcast.
Welcome to the Extremely Casual Gamers podcast with me, Ellie, Guy, and Chris. Did I do that the wrong way around?
You
did.
I liked
it
going before Chris.
EGC.
The EGC
What the hell is
podcast.
this?
This is today. We're at a casual gaming podcast for the everyday gamer. Sorry, apologies that I missed that one up. I always miss the start of the start with the tagline. It always throws me.
Kept it spicy.
Yeah, but today, Guy, we've got listener feedback. We've also got the winner from one of the first people who joined our Facebook group, and we're going to get some highlights from what's gone down in that Facebook group on the first week of. Sorry, I'm quite tired again. I always come here tired.
Ellie, why are you tired? You tell the listeners why you're tired. Because you spent a whole day filming awesome Viva La Dirt League stuff.
I did.
How long's filming? Does it go all day?
It's 10 hours, yeah. So I have been up for
and you've been trying to remember lines, doing all sorts of stuff. That is massively draining.
Thanks, bro.
That would be the hardest part. If I was ever an actor, it's the lines.
Yeah.
And also, I get the giggles.
Yeah.
But I get the giggles telling my own stories. If I find something particularly funny and I giggle, I'm to the point where everyone's like, all right, stop laughing and get the joke out.
And like a lot of your stories are shit anyway, so like you shouldn't even be giggling.
Exactly.
But they're all great, guy. But the other thing too, and this is probably what it's like with Viva. I've been in a situation where like clients have paid for you to film this thing and they're there. There's all these cameras there. There's a soundy there. There's a person holding a flecky silver board to get the light right.
Yeah.
And if you corpse, like 20 people have to go, cut, all right, reset.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure at times. Yeah.
And so that's why when you see blooper reels of TV shows and stuff, they're all kind of like, I'm so sorry, okay, because there's a lot of people waiting for you.
Yeah, there is. I also had a little sneak preview. I had a lot of fake blood all over me this afternoon as well.
I saw
a bit of
that on your
special
Instagram.
effects. Yeah, special effects, yeah. So yeah, it's been a big day. Anyway, I'll start the tease again. So on the show today, what we're talking about is Guy's got listener feedback.
Yep.
We're going to award our winner for one of the first people who joined our new Facebook group. We want to look at the highlights of that group. I've got a chat about feeling like an NPC in real life. And Chris, you want to know if you can tastefully display gaming stuff in your house without it looking tacky.
That's right. Just because me and my wife seem to be at loggerheads over this particular situation. And spoiler alert, I'm the one that wants to display gamer stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't have expected that. Also, we're going to have a little sneaky, small stray review at the end of the podcast.
I don't know about small.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking feature length. Full-length episode, Ellie on Stray. Excited for that.
No, we'll do the small one at the end of this episode,
Yeah.
but then there's the additional episode
The
that we're going to
DLC.
get right into it.
So that's obviously already available now for the listeners.
It is.
How do you think it went?
Yeah, the DLC of my game.
The DLC.
Yeah, good, I reckon I've smashed it, and I reckon everyone's listening to it, and now everyone's playing Stray that has listened to it, I reckon.
Well, it's
Maybe
impressive because we haven't even recorded it yet. That's good confidence from you, Ellie.
No, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see any confidence.
All right, Guy, would you like to take us through some listener feedback?
Let's do listener feedback. Before we get into the Facebook group, let's just have a little crack at the replies that we got on our Instagram at Extremely Casual Gamers Podcast. Last week, I brought up the fact about gaming age, right? You know, how old are you when you play games? How long do you think you'll be? Do you have any parents who play games? You know, how old are they? We got actually quite a lot of people hit us back. So Guy Gilbert says that Hell Let Loose, as a huge older player base, he's in a competitive clan whose oldest player is 62. Majority are in their 30s and 40s, but heaps are in their 50s. Hell Let Loose is the live-action shooter game from World War II. It's like a World War II simulator.
Like a very realistic version.
Oh, very realistic. You're running along with your mates, and all of a sudden you'll hear like a crack, and it'll be a sniper thing. Your mate will get cut in half. Like it's mental stuff.
Sick.
So you got a whole bunch of a 62-year-old man playing that. Casey Demand, my mum is 64 and has been a PC gamer for as long as she can remember. She currently plays World of Warcraft and plays about 4 hours a day, more on the weekends.
Oh my God, my mum playing WoW would be amazing.
Just imagine coming, like, you go home on the weekend to visit mum and dad, maybe have a roast. You know, where's mum? So, she's been playing World of Warcraft for the last 6 hours.
Yeah,
like,
nice.
Perfect. Tony Moore, he's 50 next month. He's been gaming for 40 years. He plays Xbox and he loves the Far Cry series. Alan Spring in his 40s. He's been playing for years. He's got a 17-year-old son who games. It's a fun thing for them to bond over.
That's one
Nice.
thing that I really like because I do a rugby league podcast with Di Henwood.
Yes.
Him and his son Charlie, who comes to all of the Warriors games we do, blah 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 blah. They play Fortnite together. They do all this awesome stuff together, and I'm like, oh my God, when I have children,
Yeah.
I'll be able to game with my kids. And it's like, no one, my wife can't be like, hey, you stop being lazy and gaming, because it's like, no, I'm sorry, I'm actually spending quality time
bonding with our
the children.
Yeah.
Yes.
How sick is that?
It's
Nice.
95% of the reason I wanted a kid.
Okay.
Yeah, so Daisy,
So Daisy
she's
just
2.5.
has to game.
So I'm just slowly introducing it
And-
to gaming.
Yeah, and what did you
Cool.
spend a large portion of today doing?
I was in the garden with my daughter. She's very good at grabbing you by the hand and leading you somewhere. And then she goes, sit. And she just makes you sit down. And then you just...
That sounds easy.
I messaged Guy. I wanted the skinny on these particular chicken tenders that he eats most days.
Mostly
and,
what we talk about.
And he was like, I can't. I'm not allowed to leave this bush. And sent a photo of him and his daughter in a bush. So
Yeah.
hopefully the video gaming starts soon.
It will eventually once we're done with bush play. Jory says her dad...
Ellie, don't laugh at bush play.
Jory, her dad is 62, still plays Age of Empires 2.
Oh.
She thinks he's cracked at least 10,000 hours on the game and plays the hardest difficulty with multiple enemy AI. He does not leave the game until all enemies are dead.
Yes,
Wow.
dead and
Legend.
leveled. And I bet that is a guy who, like no cheats, nothing like
Nah.
that, just all strategy.
Do you reckon
Yeah.
he's been playing the same civilization, or do you reckon he knows all the civilizations? And
He'll have his favourites, Guy.
Yeah.
Trust me on that one. Absolutely.
So that's the gaming age. And then a question came in from Oliver Lee. This one's for you, Chris. He wants to know how many platinum trophies you have and if he thinks that you'll be hunting them forever. Because Oliver used to be a big game trophy hunter, but he says now he's got a kid. He only dedicates like the platinum trophies to the games that he loves.
Like
or the,
special games.
yeah, like games that he'll have done the research and be like, okay, the platinum trophy is obtainable.
So this is a really interesting point because I saw on our little Facebook group, which is extremely casual
Group
for extremely casual gamers, if you want to join, that people were chucking up screenshots of the amount of platinums they had. And I was like, oh, cool. So I'm not a trophy hunter.
yeah.
So I'm deeply insecure of my trophy count now.
Oh.
About 3 years ago, I made a new PlayStation profile that was just dedicated to trophy hunting. So when I play one player games, I just use that profile.
Oh, yeah.
It only has 23 platinums on it.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Oh, is that
It says 23.
In
Yeah.
my head, I thought you were like
No.
almost cracking 100.
In my other page, I probably had about 30 something. So all up, I've got about 60.
Yeah.
Okay.
But since I've started pursuing it, I'm on about 23. But to be honest, I think I'm going to do the same as him and slow up a wee bit.
However, though, I imagine that those 23 platinum trophies you have, those are games that you would have been playing anyway, right? It's not
Correct.
like, because there are people out there that just trophy hunt for the sake of trophy hunting. and
Find
they'll-
games that are easy
They'll
to
find
do.
a game like It Takes Two. Real easy to
I've
get
heard
the
that's
platinum.
quite hard to finish.
Like it's the platinum for that is a lot easier than it would be for something like Elden Ring.
Also,
Yeah.
so I've got the platinum for The Witcher, which involves doing like 200 hours worth of stuff.
Yeah.
And I haven't got the platinum for Elden Ring yet because you have to platinum it. You have to finish the game 3 times to get 3 different endings. So games like that, which I'm gonna replay because they're so great, I will go for the platinum. But I'm not looking at a game going, how easy is the platinum? Oh, 4 out of 10, 3 out of 10. I'll play that game.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
can just
Yeah.
bump up your numbers.
So
okay, cool.
yeah.
All right. And shout out Daniel Ryan. Now, Daniel's been listening to the podcast for ages. I met him and his lovely partner at Five last week.
Oh, the concert.
So Five, the boy band from the late 90s, early 2000s. They were in New Zealand for one show at the Power Station. Only 3 of the 5 members were actually there.
So that's the real issue with naming your band after members of the group. Isn't it?
Yeah.
I, years ago, went to S Club 7.
Yes.
So only 3 of them came.
S Club 3? Are you
and then
kidding
on
me?
the night, one of them got sick, so only 2 of them.
That's
So
honestly.
it was S Club Duo. That was a great night. It was a
was
concert. and
Venga
it was Venga Boys, Eiffel 65,
It was probably Venga Boy,
was it
Eiffel
Atomic Kitten?
52.
Was it? Yeah.
Atomic Kitten, and S
and
Club.
was it
S
Blue,
Club
the
2.
band? There was a boy band.
Blue.
Yeah, there was a boy band
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
How many
just-
Venga Boys were there?
I don't even know
I
how
think
many.
they were all there. I think the Venga Boys were still together.
Venga Boys was solid.
I loved
Yeah,
them
yeah.
as a kid, and I loved them that night.
Yeah.
They were like lived up to
Eiffel
expectations.
65 were great, even though I only know one song.
They've only
Yeah.
got one song, really, Blue.
Yeah.
But anyway, shout out to Ryan. I met him and his partner last week. They were super, super lovely and
Aw.
they're fans of the podcast. So shout out to them. That's on Instagram. But yes, we do have our Facebook group. Chris, what's the name of the Facebook group?
Extremely Casual Gamers Podcast
Nope.
is our Instagram handle.
Extremely Casual Group for Extremely Casual Gamers. You can find us on Facebook. Come and join our private group, but anyone is welcome. Just
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about yourself. And guys, it's been really, have you guys been checking out the page?
Oh
It's
my
been
gosh.
so much fun.
Yeah, I was saying this to Chris before, and I was like, no, I'll save it for the podcast. I had a moment the other night where I was just like scrolling through and like looking at our little cute community of all
Yeah.
you listening. interacting with each other. And I thought, this is so nice.
It's wholesome, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really wholesome. We found all these like gamers who just want to like hang out and this, I like how there's no judgment. Like you can be as casual as me
Totally.
and it's all good. Yeah.
So we've had a lot of people put up posts, you know, people be like, hey, I'm playing this at the moment, who wants to join? People just being like, hi, my name is so-and-so, this is what I like to do. And everyone's just really nice. Cameron Holt, he messaged in with a photo of a tattoo that he's got that is gaming related from Kingdom Hearts. A lot of people sending in pictures of their tattoos, like Andrew Candy, he's got this one from like Persona 5 and
Whoa.
Giga. From,
He's got the Joker.
That's
And
so
Ginga.
cool.
yeah, he's got like some awesome gaming tattoos. So it's just Chris Serene. I was chatting to him on Instagram. He's a truck driver from Utah. He drives all over the country. A little bit of Canada as well. He's a Switch game player.
Oh, yeah.
And he actually said that stop being so funny because he listens while driving. And I
Oh,
said,
right.
And I was like, well, last thing we want is an 18-wheeler to go off the road and then there be a report about it. Be like,
Yeah.
driver was reported laughing before he crashed.
Yeah.
And then we'll go viral for getting
Yeah.
a truck going off the road.
I
Yeah.
think we want that.
Yeah, maybe we do
I
want
did
that.
think that. I was like, do we, like, I mean, it'd be good publicity, right?
That'd be really good publicity.
Yeah.
Especially.
Yeah.
Whose joke was he laughing at? Probably Chris's because he's
So great.
I saw someone posted a great thing on there about a naughty Gyarados.
Oh, yes. Chris posted a picture of his latest project, which was his Nintendo
Game Boy
Advance.
Nice.
And you just found out that a characteristic of your Gyarados is that it is naughty.
It's not. No, I didn't realize this because I'm playing Leaf Green at the moment. I started playing the OG Game Boy Color ones. Found out that there was a few issues, and long story short, don't worry about that. And I didn't realize, but they've added like personality traits, and I had
Right.
it. And so I bought for $500. I bought a naughty Magikarp from a guy at a Pokemon Center outside Mount Moon.
Does it mean anything?
It means that your attack is higher than normal and your special defense is lower than normal.
Oh.
And so there's like a bit, someone actually commented with just the sort of, what's it called? The description of all the different things and what they all mean. And mine's actually quite a good one. So they have a naughty Gyarados is actually quite good.
Can you get one that's like a characteristic that's nothing but bad? Like,
No.
you know, like a lame one? Like it's a little bit stupid or something?
Nah,
like that?
there's nothing like that,
the
unfortunately.
horse that's just like,
That would be-
I got this one.
Yeah, that would have been really good. But it turns out that they're just like really high in one stat while being low in one stat.
Okay.
And they've just named all of those traits after things.
Yeah.
But it's quite funny. You might have a lazy Poliwag or something.
That sounds like a description of an afternoon. I'm going to have a bit of a lazy polywag. So yeah, it is an awesome Facebook group. Please come and join. Everybody is welcome. And we did say for the first 7 days, if you join the group, we will hook you up with a $100 gaming
You'll be in
voucher.
the draw for that, yeah.
You'll be in the draw. Yeah, not everyone.
Yeah,
You'll be in the
wow.
draw.
The wording on that was dicey.
Jesus.
Massive shout out to our winner. It is Jimmy Brown.
Jimmy Brown.
Jimmy Brown will be sending you a little DM and we will hook you up with a $100 gaming voucher. One of the posts that came through on the Facebook group was from my wife.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I saw that.
So this was it was a post from her just being like, hello everyone, my name is Meg and I'm Guy's wife, blah, blah, blah. And she wanted to know about like cozy games. Like she talked about how, so I'm just going to try find the post. I'm best friends and married to Guy. I love watching him play PlayStation. As a game, the good storyline to follow, great graphics. She doesn't like anything killing. So basically, she described what she likes to watch me play, right? So a lot of people sent in suggestions. So thank you to all those people. And one of them that came through was Kenna Bridge of Spirits, which is a lovely little game. It's available on the PlayStation Plus deluxe subscription if you've got it. Action adventure game where you play as a young spirit guide that helps people who have passed in the real world move on into the spirit world. Visuals are amazing. Gameplay is challenging enough to keep you interested. I looked at it. It looks cute. There's like these cute little fluffy animals that you look after. I was like, man, this is right up Meg's alley.
yeah.
Last Friday, I got a last minute text from a friend to go watch an NRL game, the Warriors, right? So I went to that and I downloaded this game for Meg and I said to her before I left, hey, one of the games that was suggested, I put it on the PlayStation. Try it
Cute.
out. I'd love for you to try it out and then we can talk about it on the podcast.
Oh, that's nice.
So she was like, okay, well, my husband's at a rugby game, baby's asleep. I'm going to play this cool game this guy suggested. So what I'll do is I'll take an edible and I'll let that hit me and I'll get a little bit fuzzy and
I love her.
I'll play this cute little game.
That's
right?
very funny.
Because, from what she was all warm and the house was warm and all everyone was safe and sleeping. And she was like, perfect time, real low powered edible.
Yeah.
Let's get some fuzz on, right?
yeah.
So she fired up the PlayStation, started playing a game. Immediately hated it. It was just way too intense.
Oh, was it
and the
scary?
music was just like,
Oh, yeah.
and she was like, "This is nothing like Guy described." And obviously she wasn't like tripping out.
No,
she was
but-
just like, "This is kind of ruining the vibe I was going for." But she carried on.
Oh, yeah.
But then she was hating it. She's like, "This is guys really screwed me over here." She messaged me. I was in line to get a hot dog and chips during halftime. She sent me a photo of the TV. She was playing Helldivers 2.
Oh my god!
She turned on the PlayStation. The last game I played was Helldivers, so that was up on the screen. So I just assumed she knew that she just needed to go across. I
Yes.
told her the name of the game.
Oh, my gosh.
So Meg, she was feeling all fuzzy. She's in the ship. She managed to get dropped down into a game. It was on an incredibly hard difficulty because that's what I was playing on. And she landed in by herself. No one was in her squad. And she landed on a bug planet.
Oh my god!
All these giant bugs come out of the ground. The music intensified. She's like,
Oh, no. the
she got
edible-
absolutely
oh.
destroyed. And then she turned off the PlayStation. She's like, I'm just going to watch something.
So she didn't end up playing Bridge of
She,
Spirits?
she did eventually. Once she realized her mistake, and I was like, "That's not the game."
Oh, my
She went and
gosh.
played it for a little bit, and she needs to play more. But she was like, "This is fun. It's
Okay.
definitely more what I was describing to her, not Helldivers
Then
2."
Helldivers 2.
That is hilarious.
So lesson learnt.
Yeah.
Thing is, popping an edible and playing Helldivers, that sounds like a great night for me.
yeah.
But
yeah.
not my wife.
No, fair enough. Yeah,
But
that
thank you
would've
to
been-
everybody that responded to her post in the group with those games. Keep them coming in.
Nice. Well, should we get into some gaming news?
Gaming news. Gaming news. He says again while he opens up his notepad. Gonna need to say it one more time. Gaming news. Here it is here. All right. Headline 1. Don't dogma the NPC boys.
Nice.
All right, now this is a game that is launching March 22nd, not far off now. It is Dragon's Dogma 2. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of Dragon's Dogma. I don't know anything about it though.
Yeah, nah, I haven't heard of it at all.
So, you remember Baldur's Gate 3 that came out?
Yes.
I do.
Yeah, of course. You guys doing a lot of content around that at the moment, Ali. It is a game that was a sequel to another game which came out 20 years ago. Right. So Dragon's Dogma didn't come out that long ago, but it's another sort of low-key game that a few people might have played and there'll be some fans of, but it's not a real mainstream game. This one is coming out. It is a massive open-world action RPG. It's one player only, just like... they might add some like co-op or whatever later on, but it's mostly an open world game for one person to play.
Yeah.
RPG style fantasy world like Skyrim or The Witcher or whatever. And it's giving me massive Baldur's Gate 3 vibes, as in I had never heard of the franchise really. I mean, I knew the title. I have never played any of the games. And after watching and hearing about it, I'm like, wow, this sounds like it's going to be really good.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by that. And the smart thing that they've done is if you've pre-ordered it, you can actually start making your character now. So if you've pre-ordered the game,
that's cool.
you can download the character creator now, get your character ready, the squad that you have with you ready as well, and then when the game actually comes out, you can use them. So
That's
I think
a
that's a
really-
really smart
That
idea.
is
That's a cool
smart.
mechanic.
Yeah.
Because you pre-order it just to get your character going, get all hyped, and then a
Yeah.
week later,
And that's that it means that as soon as the game drops, your squad's in.
Yeah.
And you're what you
you're
look
locked
like.
in, baby.
Yeah.
And you've also, like, whenever you want to play a game, you have to make a character, you feel quite rushed because you're like, I just want to play this game. And I have
Yes.
to,
Yes.
whereas you've
Yeah.
got a whole
Point.
week.
Yeah.
You
If
can,
you've only got an hour in your lunch break or whatever you're doing, and you've got a limited time, and you've then got to spend 45 minutes setting up a character and doing the training.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that you're logging in knowing that all you're going to be doing is creating a character. You put a lot of thought into it, so that's really
That's
cool.
cool.
Now, the news story is don't dogma the NPC boys. In Dragon's Dogma 2, which is a massive open world RPG, they've made it so that NPCs, quest givers, really important characters can all die.
Oh.
So it's
That's interesting.
and it's something that's been toyed with before in a lot of games, but a lot of games also, like, the person will die, but then they'll have like a new person with a different name, but you can still kind of do the same stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, no. And in Japan, like, death is meant to be this, like, really, not sacred, but it's this really important thing. You can't just die and then come back straight away.
Yeah, right.
And so they're like, we've really lent into this. So if an NPC dies, they will not come back. Their quest is over, and that is your game.
Oh, wow. So you
and
could
it changes
kill your...
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So you can, and as a completionist or a trophy hunter, that's terrifying. You might
Oh,
potentially
yeah.
miss out on stuff, which will make me go, well, that's my game ruined.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so there's things like if a dragon attacks a village where there's an NPC that you are currently doing a quest with, you have to get your ass over there. And it said, like, fight the dragon, protect the NPC and even pick up their body if they've been hit and like carry them away from the battle and take them to the hospital or something.
That lends to some really funny / annoying like social media content of like, you know, you want to platinum the game or you're about to, you want to do a cool mission and you need to keep Johnny over there alive and he gets kicked by a horse.
That's
Like,
right. Yeah, exactly. Now, if Johnny does get kicked by a horse, and I'm not saying that this is the great writing that will be in Dragon's Dogma 2, but if Johnny gets kicked by a horse, there will be rare resurrection stones which he can use to bring certain people back. But in the games like this, if they're taking death seriously, they're going to be hard to find, and there'll only be like 3 of them or something, I reckon. And there are thousands of NPCs in this game.
I like that detail.
So do I. It's very different. I like it.
It is cool. And it's coming out later on this month, and it is one that I think I haven't been hyped for, but once it comes out, I think a lot of people will be playing it and going, wow, you guys have to play Dragon's Dogma 2.
Okay.
It's the opposite of when you play Red Dead Redemption 2, and if you stick up a store,
Do a hold up,
and you can kill the shop owner, like you can straight up murder this guy, and then the next time, and then the shot, I 100% did it.
Classic guy.
Throw a grenade in the armory, or dynamite, and so, then the shop turned like you can't go to the shop for like 24 hours, and then you come back, even though you've blown this guy's head off with a shotgun, you'll go in and he'll be there, but he'll have a bandage on his head. It'll be like, now no funny business like last time. Like, I removed your head from its body. And somehow you're back. Yeah.
So
continuity.
Bit more realism coming in Dragon's Dogma 2. Gaming news, headline number 2. Mario Day marks massive Nintendo multimedia announcements.
Nice. Nice.
Shout out to Daniel Simons, who chucked this in the Extremely Casual group for Extremely Casual Gamers on Facebook. Do join us.
Nice.
So March 10, or M-A-R 10. You write that down. It looks like Mario.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
So March 10th is always Mario Day.
That's cool.
International Mario Day. So they always do some announcements for this, which is pretty cool. The big announcement was that the Super Mario Brothers movie was super successful, so they are doing a sequel that's going to come out in 2026.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Other announcements included Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door, is arriving in May on the Switch, and Luigi's Mansion 2, which is... Luigi's Mansion games are probably some of the best Mario games that are massively underrated. They were massive on the GameCube back in the day. But Luigi's Mansion 2 HD edition is coming in June, and 3 Game Boy Classic games are being added to the Nintendo shop, so you can download and play them on your Switch. Dr. Mario, Mario Golf, and Mario Tennis.
There's so many Mario titles.
Isn't that amazing when the premise is that you're just like 2 Italian plumbers trying to save a princess, and they have made so many like highly rated games.
Yeah.
Big shout out.
Big shout out to them. Thanks for my contribution.
Guys, I have a gaming news.
Oh, yay.
Gaming news. Game that mentions killing something in title is ironically dead. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which came out just over a month ago, is apparently already accepting refunds from PlayStation. On very rare circumstances, PlayStation allows digital content that is purchased to be refunded if there are significant issues or bugs, which this game has faced. One user on Reddit shared a screenshot and precise instructions on how we got a full refund from PlayStation.
Yeah.
It's unclear how many players have been able to do it, but Cyberpunk 2077, which had a horrible launch, did also do this as well.
Can I just clarify? Cyberpunk came out in a buggy, horrible mess of a state.
Yes.
Due to executives saying, no, that is the launch date, and this is how we're doing it. Suicide Squad straight up sucked.
Yeah.
So they had no bugs and stuff.
No, they did. They did.
Oh, really?
There's plenty of bugs, but it was all online issues because it's a live service game.
That's right. You could load in and have all the in-game stuff.
People were just literally dropping into the lobby and they had everything like as if they played it.
That's right.
Yeah, and there was other issues as well. So the game has been out for just over a month. Concurrent user numbers have dwindled to the point where the average is less than 900 people playing on Steam, and it's already on sale on Steam for 40% off.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the term dead game is thrown around a lot for games that are still going, and they're very much not dead. It's just people being toxic on social media comments. But I think this one we can probably put in the
Do you know what's
the dead
interesting
game.
about that is it came out with a year-long, plan already in place. Like, what do they call it in Fortnite? Like season plan.
Yeah.
So they have all these things they are developing currently and they've committed to doing. Are they still going to go through and make these like...
No, they are.
So they are going to do
Warner
it.
Brothers Discovery, who own the people that make this game, they have said, despite what's
All that
happened with Suicide
will keep
Squad,
servicing
they
it.
are still going to do live service games.
Oh my God.
Like, they're just doubling down. Warner Brothers Discovery at the moment, I don't know if you know anything about other media news, but they own a company here in New Zealand that's like a news channel, and they're just shutting down shit left, right, and center. Like this, it's not just that. So they shut down a news channel, they're shutting down all these other parts, they're making all these terrible decisions.
So that Suicide Squad can still have its live service stuff.
Precisely. So
Yeah.
I feel like if you work for a company that's owned by Warner Brothers Discovery, maybe just have a little Twitter around with your LinkedIn.
Yeah, tutu means fiddle around, by the way, for the bloke driving trucks over in the States. He's probably never heard of that. Anyone else got any impromptu gaming news they didn't warn Chris about?
Nah.
Do you want to do like a real draining sound of like, oh, it's so good at the end of this one, Ellie?
Yeah.
I said I had a story.
What's that?
I said I had a story in the group chat.
Did you?
Just
Oh,
FYI.
shit. I
Yeah, you
missed
did.
that.
You did. He did actually
I
say
missed
that.
that, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shade returned.
Shaming news.
Hey team.
Hello.
G'day.
Hello. I had a weird experience the other day. It's not that weird. It was just the timing of it all was very strange, and
Right.
I had a moment where I just felt like, oh my gosh, am I an NPC living in this world, or are they NPCs and I'm the player? It was just this weird moment.
Did you take an edible and play Helldivers?
Yeah, it sounds like
Yeah.
I did, eh? No, I'm a runner now, guys.
Hey,
so-
I'm running at the moment too.
Yeah, nice. I've been doing runs, and I've been doing it probably like 6 weeks now.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying it, and I've been going in the morning really early because I like doing it when it's like kind of still dark and cold, and not
Yeah.
hot, and there's no one out on the roads and all that kind of stuff. So, last week I went for a run. And along my run, there was like this lady with a Dalmatian, and then there was this like man with a Labrador, and there was another lady who walked by herself. I was like, oh, that's nice. Actually, quite a few people out here. Oh, that's buzzy. Next day, went and did the same run at the same time, literally running. Oh my God, there's a lady with a Dalmatian in this exact same spot. Oh my God, there's the lady with the singlet on. Oh my
no.
God, same outfit. I'm wearing the same outfit too. So
Yeah.
I would look like an NPC. Then I get round to this corner and again, guy with a Labrador, 3 days in a row. No shit. I know it sounds simple. It's obviously we have the same routines, right?
Oh, that's
Right?
all I was thinking is like, it sounds like a routine. I
know-
understand the feeling. Yeah,
I
yeah.
know that it's a routine, but because I haven't really been running at all in my life recently, doing that 3 days in a row and then just like the same people hitting me, but it wasn't even like I saw them out. It was the exact same spot at the exact same time. Like
Yeah.
we all just had the exact same timing.
It's to the point where it's too obvious that it's to be a coincidence.
Yes.
It's like, I understand if I saw them, at different times or different spots, but
Yeah.
because it's 3 days and they're at the exact same time, same spot, you're like, no, this is
weird.
This is some Truman Show bullshit.
Yeah, I
you
actually
know?
kind of got goosebumps. And then the third day when I was running around this corner, I'd already seen the first three. I came around the corner, I was like, all right, where's the guy with the Labrador? And he was right there. And I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
What? Yeah, it was really bizarre.
Right.
Yeah, so I just felt like an NPC. And I was wondering, have you guys ever had any experiences in life where you just felt like you were either in a video game or you felt like an NPC?
There was this one time I was playing basketball and I got like 4 3-pointers in a row, and I was like, I'm clearly in a game of 2K right now.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Because that's pretty weird otherwise. You'd never really
Massively out of character.
100% weird. I am very new to basketball, so yeah. Other
Nice.
than that, I've never had NPC vibes. I don't know
Okay.
what it is.
Yeah, all right.
Like, but just quickly, quick question.
Yeah.
What time does let's say this day, what time did your alarm go off?
It went off at 6 and I was running
6
by
on the dot.
Yeah,
And you were running by,
about 6:15.
cool. So
Yeah.
it took you 15 minutes to get out and be running.
Yeah.
I think those people, their alarm goes off at 6 o'clock and it takes them 15 minutes to go out the door.
Put some shoes on, a
Yeah.
jacket, grab the dog.
Probably, yeah.
You know, if you
Yes.
could switch this whole thing up, you wouldn't see them in the same spot if you set your alarm for 6:01.
Totally.
That'd be in a different spot.
Totally.
Yeah.
I just felt like I didn't realize, I thought I was the only one that got up early and did runs. Like I thought I felt quite elite doing my running. And then
Yeah.
I realized that, all these other people actually have good routines too. And I'm actually not that cool. You know?
No, you are cool.
I thought I was elite.
Because I can't
but-
get up and do that, so that is very cool. I
Yeah,
wish
yeah.
I
It's
could do
pretty
that.
hard,
yeah,
but yeah. What about
Yeah.
you, Guy?
NPC wise, immediately my brain goes to like, imagine being an NPC in like a harder game like Grand Theft Auto. Right? Imagine, unfortunately, being an NPC in that game. And there was a time, do you remember when I used to live Tauranga days growing up? I used to live down that cul-de-sac on
Yeah.
like 17th Ave. So I used to live on this like quite little, lovely little street, but it was a cul-de-sac.
Oh, was that pre-Bethlehem?
That's pre-Bethlehem.
No, I didn't know you.
Oh,
then.
did you not? Oh, you didn't know me then.
Crazy.
Anyway, so I lived with mum and dad, and there was this lovely little cul-de-sac. But multiple times, when there was a car chase in the area, they went down my street thinking that it was a no exit, but they didn't know that. So then they would go around the coast. So we'd always have like these car chases like end on our street.
Oh my God, fun.
And I was mowing the lawns on the front lawn. It was the middle of the day, sunny day, and I was
Yeah.
just mowing, doing NPC shit, just a
Nice.
chore.
Yeah.
And then,
NPC shit.
Yeah, you've been playing multiple times. You've been driving along in a game and you see somebody mowing the lawns.
Yeah.
So a police chase came down my road, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Being like 16, like this is some real Grand Theft Auto things. Like I'm witnessing a player in the
Yeah.
car being chased. He's got
The main
3
player.
stars, right?
Yeah.
So he went. I knew what was going to happen. Drove, realized it was a cul-de-sac, came around. The cops, knowing it was a no exit, stopped and waited at the on the end of the
entrance,
road,
yeah, okay.
which was right on my front lawn. So it was like
Oh
right
my
there
God.
happening, and the mower's going. The guy came around again, was face to face with the cops, blasted into a burnout, threw his hand out the window, doing the whole "come here." And then he boosted straight at the cops, came onto the curb, onto the lawn in front of me, went around the cops and shot off.
Oh,
The cops were like,
whoa.
"Oh shit!" reversed, and then they just drove off.
Oh my gosh.
And then I started mowing the lawns again. I
That's
was
like full on GTA.
I was an NPC in GTA.
Wow. At any point,
Yeah.
did the whole world go black and white and a big red busted popped up on the screen?
Wow.
It did.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that was my NPC.
So in this
Moment.
situation,
Nice.
maybe this says a lot about me and about you guys as well. You think you're the NPCs.
I am, I would. In the moment, I wasn't thinking, man, I feel like an NPC. But that is an NPC moment,
Yeah,
surely.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I just felt like we were all NPCs because it was so uniform and so formulated. Like it
Yeah.
just felt so formulated and like we'd all been put up to this. It was just very bizarre.
Was there anyone like at the time carrying a bazooka in full armor that was quite clearly the main player, or was it just NPCs going about their business?
Nah, just NPCs at this point. There were a few cars speeding
Right.
past. But,
So it was like someone was playing a game, they put the controller down, the NPCs were just on
yeah,
loop.
we're still just going.
You just
Right.
code it in.
Yeah.
It's just your code every day.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it
'Cause-
was pretty trippy.
There's a guy at my work, Matt, who's got this theory, and he was running this theory last year for ages that we're like, I'm currently just in a very detailed simulation. I'm actually living in the year 4000 and something, and you can just hop into a pod and just have this realistic simulation where they simulate your memories,
Yeah.
everything you've been through, characters, NPCs, you guys. It's all just one big simulation, and you think it isn't, but it just is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if that is the case, if you've got all the technology to live this moment and it's so that intense, why would you pick Chris's life?
Guy.
That's a great question.
Guy, I did not spend 2 hours in a bush this morning like you, all right?
With a child that I made. Yes.
That's true. And so I was just like, no, I don't think that's real at all. I don't
No.
I don't subscribe to that theory.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I've never really had a moment where I thought I was an NPC.
Yeah, okay.
I very much see my life as me being the main player in my life. Like
Yeah,
the
right.
number like the what's it called? Main character.
Yeah. You're like the adventurer that's just doing all the
And I think
quests and stuff.
everyone is adventurous. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like
yeah.
if you ever get to the point, Ellie, where your life is like, shit, am I an NPC? You got to switch some shit up.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Set your alarm for 6:01.
Yeah.
You know
or
what I mean?
stop running. Maybe I
No,
should do it.
no, keep running. That's great. And I'm running
Just
at the moment. So.
Nice.
Steal the person's dog as you run past, you know?
Oh, make that a bit more exciting.
Bit of
That'd be
GTA
fun. Yeah,
shenanigans.
nice.
Exactly, or like put down something down on the ground that'll distract the dog. Like do stuff like that. Switch your life
switch it up.
Get
Yeah.
some main character vibes going.
Okay, thank you for the inspiration.
Get in a car chase. Go down a cul-de-sac. Do a burnout. Pull the fingers at the cops.
Oh yeah, that sounds fun. I asked this question in our extremely casual group for extremely casual gamers, also known as ECG for ECG. I just wanted to know if anyone else had this experience.
Cool.
Kane said, when the social battery runs out and you get home from a massive week of work, it feels like you're in NPC mode as you just walk around doing default things like walking up to the fridge, opening it, closing it, and then walking away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a few, Jason said, I've had a few retail jobs and it feels like peak NPC to me.
Yeah.
Set repetitive dialogue each time a new player approaches.
That is so NPC.
Yeah, the retail stuff's massive. Paora? Paora? I
do you
hope
spell
I'm
it?
saying that right. Paora.
Powder.
Powder says, I always seem to go on autopilot when I chat to people. Feel like I have a big NPC energy mid-convo, and suddenly mid-convo I trail off and wonder what the heck we're talking about in the first place. If you got more of those, feel free to submit them at our Extremely Casual Gamers group on Facebook or on Instagram. Message us. I'd love to hear other NPC
I
moments.
didn't even think about working in retail. Like, imagine
Yeah.
working behind the counter of like a fast food joint. You just say the same thing, like in Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. May I take
yeah.
your order? You know what I mean? Like, it's just the
Yeah.
same thing over and over again. So that would be very NPC like.
Yeah, but you've just got such a dynamic and diverse life, Chris, that you just never feel like an NPC. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
Main
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
it. Yeah.
cool.
Interior design. Video games.
Right.
Can they go hand in hand,
in
guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, look at the studio.
Seriously.
Look at the studio.
Look at this studio, exactly. We were
No, I
sitting in
know.
a beautiful studio with cool neon lighting. There are video games all around us and
That's
old
cool.
Nintendo 64 consoles. But in my house, that is not the situation.
Is it quite classy and quite nice?
Well, we renovated the inside of our house, and then Lucy's she loves designing and looking at chairs and stuff. On a budget, obviously, nothing
Yeah.
fancy, but she's got her house looking really nice. I come home every day and I go, "Oh, this is a nice place to be."
Aw.
But it's a shame there's none of my stuff out anywhere. So this is the thing: is can you have this balance of yes, our house looks nice, so that when her friends come around, they go, "Oh, this is nice." And can I also have some cool gaming shit on display?
Yeah.
That's the
yeah.
question I want to know.
it's quite a tough question, actually.
It is.
Yeah.
Now, when we first started this podcast, the listeners won't know this. Maybe one day we will release them because we've still got the audio.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We
we
did.
got the yes.
We did a few practice shows.
Yes, we
Just to
did.
see if the
Yes.
chemistry was all good.
Yeah.
And one topic I discussed was gaming posters. Am I allowed to put them up in my house? Because my wife keeps saying no. So I had a particular poster of Geralt of Rivia holding a sword, and he had a monster's head in his other hand, and his eyes were glowing. And I wanted to put that up, and she was like, "Absolutely effing not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can put that up in the garage,
Yeah.
where I never go." This isn't as bad as that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I recently built an amazing Game Boy Advance.
You did.
You did.
You
Yeah.
did.
And I'm pretty pleased with it. It's pretty sleek. I'm also running a black look. I've got a black PS5. I replaced the plates on it so it's black because the white one's quite out there and in your face.
Yeah.
And the
is,
moment
yeah.
you get a bit of dirt on it, you notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
know?
my black one's just chilling in the little cubby hole under your TV where your Sky decoder or your DVD player might be. It doesn't even look like a PlayStation. I got black controller, black headset now, thanks to you, Guy. And my Game Boy's black as well. And I was like, wouldn't that just look cool just next to the TV there on a little Game Boy stand?
Oh, yeah.
Which I saw you can get.
Yeah.
And it's just sitting there. And then so people come around and I'm like, "Oh, it's my Game Boy." And then they'll pick it up and be like, "Oh, that's cool. Can I play it?" "Yeah, sweet."
Yep.
I sat it up there and then ran it past my wife. No, I didn't even run it. That's right. I put it in front of the TV.
Yeah.
It was just sitting there and she walks past. She's like, why is that there like that? It's just like,
Your heart would have been. Well, you see, and all the the list of reasons why in your head
Yeah.
just evaporate.
I was just like, I'm just seeing what it looks like sitting there. It's just like, no, I don't like it. I don't like it there. And we got
no.
this new coffee table as well. And I don't want to paint my wife as a person who's not tolerant of a lot of
No,
stuff.
yeah, I
She puts up with a lot of shit.
I
I think she just
Yeah,
doesn't
we
want to
know.
be sitting down on the couch looking at my Game Boy or
Yeah.
whatever. I get
Okay.
it. And then another thing happened. We got a new coffee table, which is quite nice. Long time coming. There's an underneath storage bit, which she's going to style, which is nice, like candles or whatever. Cool.
It's going to be thick books that you don't even read.
Never even opened them exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
We're currently operating that in our kitchen. And so I was like, oh, this is great. So now I can because my PlayStation controller and my headset are currently over on the media unit
Yes.
under the TV.
Yep.
I can now put them under the coffee table and just reach in and grab them.
Oh, yeah.
course.
Easy reach. Yeah.
And you can't even, and I was just like, had them down there. She's like, I don't know about those there, eh? What do you reckon? And I was like, babe, look, this is a pure ease of access thing.
Yeah.
If people come around, I'll put them in the drawer or whatever. But I'm just like, I understand where she's coming from. She's got this lovely looking thing she set up.
Yeah.
It looks really nice. But at the same time, I want my PS5 controller and my headset, my little Game Boy on display proudly because
Yeah.
I am a gamer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'll say? I reckon. So in this coffee table, there's no drawer. Is that what you're saying? It's just an open
There
sort
is
of cubby.
There is a bit where you can open the lid of it up. Actually, that's why I bought it, because you can open the lid up and it comes over to you and you can sit on the couch and have your dinner on it.
I saw
That's
that on
awesome.
Instagram
Yeah.
today, and I was like, I want that coffee
What a
table.
great idea.
I got that coffee table for that. And to be fair, this is the part I didn't mention. She doesn't like the coffee table.
Oh.
She wanted this other circle one, which is you can't drag
Circle
a
coffee tables suck.
They suck. You
They're
drag
the
it over to the
worst.
couch, you try to eat your dinner on it. It's just a
Yes.
nightmare.
Yeah.
This one, I'm sitting, and I had it today with my little chicken meal guy. I've had the table up. I was sitting there, had my thing, and I was just eating off this little table.
Oh my gosh, I want one. That
Yeah,
sounds
I'll send you the link.
perfect.
Send the link.
It was
Yes,
great.
please.
So we settled with we went for my one.
Yeah.
With the understanding that fine, but I'm styling it how I want, blah, blah.
Okay, right. So there's no drawer to put your controller in and stuff. 'Cause-
There is in the media unit
but
against
it's
the wall, yeah.
So it's ages away. Yeah, right. See, what I think, the Game Boy thing, I think, is, controllers and stuff, maybe we should put them away between
Well, because
plays.
they're ugly, but that's why I went
Yeah.
for black ones, because they're
Yeah.
the least sort of in your face.
Totally. But I actually think that this Game Boy Advance thing, I think this is different because this is not just a Game Boy. This is a work of art made
Yeah.
by you.
Exactly.
It's actually your work. It's not just a random old Game Boy.
No, exactly.
So I feel like could you put it in like a cool little glass display case to make it really look like a display? I know you want to use it still, but make it easily accessible, but make it more of a little display. Because I feel like that's like hanging up your kids' artwork. You know, I feel like that's okay.
So little Timmy's drawn some stick men on a piece of paper. We put that shit on the fridge.
Yeah.
Chris can put a stupid Game Boy on the media cabinet. I get what you're saying, Ellie.
Yeah.
I would say yes if we weren't going for a particular look or whatever. There's like pastel colours and bullshit everywhere, like rustic looking stuff, and then Chris's aluminum Game Boy in its glass box.
Where do you mostly play the Game Boy? Because obviously with it being Game Boy, you can play it anywhere. But if you're at home, where do you play it?
Obviously while I'm backing one out.
Okay, so you're on the toilet.
No,
Yeah.
I have, and it's great. But seriously, like,
Backing
usually
one out.
in the lounge, or to be honest, when I'm away from the house, like waiting.
Because
Yeah,
if
right.
it was, for like the Nintendo Switch, if it was like the dock, because that means you can HDMI and it goes to the TV. So it being next to the TV makes sense. But because it's an Nintendo, like it's just a standard
It's
Game
not
Boy
a
Advance,
TV related thing.
it's non-TV related. So
I see.
I think it should be displayed. Just having it just propped up, fine.
Yeah.
I think she's got a leg to stand on when it comes to the coffee table. That was your victory.
I won that one, yeah.
She said, I want to style it. You
Yeah.
began to throw some style into it. She goes, no, you said I could style it. So I feel like that's valid. You got the coffee table. But
Yeah.
I think you should be able to put something that she knows how much hard work you've put into it.
She was impressed.
She was
Yeah.
impressed. I think you should be able to put it there.
Okay.
Because it's like you said, it's not bright.
No.
And it's not got cables coming out of it
No,
or
it's
anything.
pretty sleek.
For
It is
context, right? So, Ellie, just behind you, there's a PlayStation controller on that little. If you
Yeah.
could just grab the thing it's mounted on,
Oh, yeah.
the white thing.
the whole
That
thing.
was at my house, right?
Oh wow, it's like
This
a
is
big white stand.
This is a big white PlayStation stand, and you put your controller on it. It's actually you can plug it in
and charge.
No, it doesn't charge. I thought you did when I got it.
It's stupid that it doesn't.
It's
Yeah.
USB-C, and all it does, the X, the triangle, the square circle, this lights up incredibly blue.
That's very tacky.
Right.
And I had this on the side of the TV. When we were decorating this podcast, I said, I need to put some gaming stuff. She goes, Meg, my wife, she goes, what about what about, the incredibly bright light that would, warn boats to, crash into the rocks because it's that
The
bright.
neon light.
The neon lights. And I was like, oh, yeah, maybe I
Yeah.
should. Maybe I
Okay.
should, retire it. So that I understood because it was
Yeah.
incredibly bright and
Yeah.
moths were flying at it. But what you're after
But I think
is
that's
fair.
I think
Yeah.
the issue I've got is that my wife, who I love very much, she's not as passionate about the same things I am. And so she doesn't look at them and think, oh, those, like, they're not like on trend or whatever, but they're
Yeah.
cool because I love them.
Yeah.
So we've got some friends of ours, Jessam and I, we go to their house and they've got real cool like old Lego sets and stuff on display, like little gaming things, but it's because they're both into it.
Yep.
Oh, I see.
I think
Yeah.
that's the issue.
Yeah, maybe.
But
yeah.
I'm not into candles, Ellie.
No.
You know, and I'm not
Yeah.
right up in arms about the,
Well, that
you know.
I was going to suggest what's something that she loves that you don't. Harpoon it. See how she likes it. You know?
Right, so that's the relationship you're running.
Yeah.
Harpoon
Well,
it.
it's just find out what she loves and then just be like, all right, I really don't like these candles, so can you put them in a drawer?
Actually, yeah. Can you put those in a drawer? Because that's not the look I'm going
Yeah,
for.
and
Yeah,
then just
yeah.
see how that goes. You know?
Yeah.
That is great advice for anyone listening.
Yeah, really listen to that one.
Just go real passe.
What about you, Ellie? I mean, you work for Viva. You're a gamer
Yep.
girl. You had a Twitch at one stage.
I
You're
did.
you're on a gaming podcast. Have you got any gaming decorations?
Not really. To be fair, Sam and I have been pretty slack at even decorating our house. We're
Right.
both ADHD. We're both just like lazy, not good at planning things. So our house isn't very decorated, and there's kind of just controllers just sort of sitting on the table. Like it's really not that tidy. And so no, we don't really have any.
And you're not too worried about it?
No, not really. It doesn't
cool.
really bother me, actually. But I think that because I think some gaming stuff can look cool. Like vintage stuff, like the stuff in here we've got, the Nintendo 64 and stuff. I reckon they're cool. But I think, Chris, do you have a spare room in your house? Can you have it? Like, can you have it as your gaming room? Because I feel like you need a whole
do.
room. You do?
I have an office.
Okay.
We
okay.
have an office, and it has a bookshelf on it. But I know that anything that goes into the office is not worthy of the lounge.
It's the dud.
And so I'm like, no, I don't want this in the office. No one ever goes in the office. I want this in the lounge where everyone goes.
Yeah.
But yes, we have the office, and it has been suggested that I do it in the office.
Yeah,
So
right.
I don't know. I guess maybe I want too much. I was just curious as to whether you can have the fine balance.
Yeah.
But I do think it does come down to the fact that she doesn't know or give a shit about gaming at all. You know what I mean?
Is it embarrassing for her? Is it like I don't want anyone to see this stuff? Or is it just like it's not OCD, but like a very, clean cut?
She has her aesthetic and she likes it.
She's very passionate about the aesthetic and like making somewhere look like that's what she loves doing. So it's like, cool, I get that. I also do, and I did think this actually, Guy, maybe at the beginning she was a bit embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
Like, gaming, as we all know, has a stigma around things. Even when I tell people that I've got a gaming podcast, I remember because I do a radio show, I do like rugby league and all this, and I do car stuff. And even a few people text me and were like, Keezy, stop doing that nerdy gaming shit. Just do rugby league, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, F you, man. I do what the hell I want. I can get free PlayStation games now, so shove that up. And then I block them. So maybe there is a bit of that still. Maybe that's right.
Maybe.
She doesn't want people to come around and see that your husband's a gamer.
Yeah, and to be fair, it sounds like she's taking a lot of pride in your home, and I guess like you don't really contribute to that, do you? So
What, the pride in our home?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I did paint and completely renovate the entire house.
That's sort of way worse than I meant.
No, you're right.
But like she's kind of taking pride in it. And do you contribute with the candles? Probably not because you don't want them.
No, and also
But you
can I
like
say
them?
I love the way she styled everything. It
Okay.
looks lovely, and
Okay.
it's a really nice place to be.
So it's not a matter of like, God, you hate the aesthetic and you want your stuff. It's like, I like her stuff, but I'd like
It's
to
great. And
just
I
play
get
the
it.
Game Boy.
I was just
Yeah.
like, I need a topic for the podcast this week. What can I do?
Yeah. What about Olive Branch? Go online, find a candle that's gaming related.
Nice.
Like a big Jigglypuff or something.
Yeah.
Or just like a
Plonk that
scent.
down.
Yeah, like yes, it looks nice, but it's like what's that candle you're burning? And it's like, it's Magikarp.
It's a naughty Magikarp. I don't think she likes candles for the sake of them being candles. I don't think we've even lit ours.
Oh, so
they
it's
just
like a
look nice.
visual thing. Yeah,
You
I see.
don't like good candles.
No,
right.
exactly. So
Well, I feel like you need to move out, Chris. I think that's the only
Okay.
logical explanation
Yeah.
for this. Yeah.
there's a spare room at your place, Ellie?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, come
I'll
on
move
over.
in there, sweet, and I'll bring my stuff. But do you have a setup at your place that is both like classy but also has gaming stuff?
Yeah, send pictures
Mixed
to
in.
us.
Please
Yeah.
send pictures. Extremely Casual Gamers Podcast, or let us know on the ECG for ECG Facebook page.
Nice. Well, that brings this episode to a close. However, just you wait. I do have a 60-ish second review on Stray because guess what, team? I clocked it.
You clocked it!
I clocked it. I finished
clocked
it.
it!
I finished it.
What?
Yeah. She's done it. She's done it.
Oh my god!
I finished it. Yeah.
Genuine
Oh, sorry.
shot.
You're lying. You're
No,
lying.
I'm not. I finished it. I actually finished it. Obviously, I'm not a completionist. I wouldn't get every
Yeah,
bloody
no, I
badge
don't
and
care.
stuff.
That's
but
fine.
no, I got to the end. She was tight. I finished it at about 9:30 last night. But I still finished it.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I did. And look, I will say So I thought it was going to be about 5 hours play because that's what I was sort of told and I'd read, but it probably took me more like 12 hours to complete. So I'd been playing a little bits of it across the week, and then I'd left Sunday for like the last, what I thought would be like the last 3 hours.
Yeah.
It was like about 7 hours.
Great.
So I was getting a bit stressed there in
Whoa.
the end. Like I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to finish this. Oh my God.
They're not going to believe me when I say I've almost finished it.
Exactly. So there was an element of last night in particular where if I had it my way again, I'd be keen to play it again, but I'd rather maybe like not have that time pressure.
Can I
Even
can I just also say we didn't say you had to clock it. We just wanted a review.
I know, but I actually wanted to. Like I
Right.
actually wanted to be
Yeah.
able to do the review once I'd finished it because to me the story is important, and I'm not going to know the story until I finish it.
yeah.
So I'm happy to have finished it. I wasn't. But yeah, if I'd play it again, I wish I maybe could have just had a
chill
little bit
with
more
it.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were like a little bit of points. I won't get into it here because obviously we're meant to be doing that in the next DLC. But there were little points where I was getting to I had to just Google something a little bit just to like get the answer quicker.
That's okay. You don't
That's
need
fine.
to
I
be
felt a bit
ashamed of that.
defeated there.
Yeah, I
but,
do that all the time.
But most of the stuff I got through. So here's my 60-second Stray review. And if
Okay,
you want to
ready?
hear more, this is going to be it might be longer slightly
Okay, 3.
because I've written a poem. Okay,
Okay, 3,
Okay.
2, 1, go.
Hip hip hooray, I finished Stray. It's time for a review. Here's what I've got to say. Cuteness, scratchies, meows and naps. It embodies the simple life of cats. Ethics and sci-fi, a futuristic theory. You might think it's cute, but it's actually quite scary.
Scary.
I thought it was just playing an innocent cat, but it's quite existential and a lot deeper than that. It questions our future and takes you through a mystery, searching for clues about your environment's history. As a cat lover, I liked being in their brain, but the death scenes left me feeling actual pain. Hunting and hiding, puzzles and chases, there's a gorgeous variety of explorative places, from neon colours and cyberpunk art to cold, gloomy, and even a little dark. All the illustrations are a visual treat. The story is both dark yet sweet. Love, anger, sadness and fear, name an emotion, and it took me there.
Oh, wow.
At times it was tough and left me feeling enraged. Some of the checkpoints took me an age. The user experience has a few humps. Even though you're a cat, there are no free jumps. It also made me feel incredibly sick. I had to pop a sea legs just to finish it. Considering it's indie, Stray was well done. I'd say it gives AAA companies a good run. Listen to our DLC it for a deeper dive, but my overall score would be 4 out of 5.
Oh.
It left me wanting more, and I'd play it again. And just for the fact I finished it, can I get a Stray man?
Sorry, so we asked for a review and you completed it and then wrote a poem for it.
And a dope poem.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. Exceeded. But
There you go.
Oh, that was really, really good, Ella.
Thank
really
you,
enjoyed
thank
that.
you. So
Well
that's
done.
my small review, which was quite a good review, but
Yeah.
I'll do a deeper one in the DLC if you want to listen to it, which is out right now.
Available right now.
What's going to happen in the DLC? Is it like a slam poetry? Like you've set the
I've
bar
got a
really
rap.
high now. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. But I'll go into more detail. What are you guys going to play this week? I'm not playing anything because I've just done my gaming for the year.
We're in March.
So what? So now that we've been doing the podcast, so we're 28, 29 weeks. That's 2 games you've completed now?
Yep. Yep, was Detroit Become Human this year or was it last year?
Well,
Might
you know,
have
since
been
was
we-
like
since we
10
started-
years ago.
Since we
yeah,
started the
right,
podcast.
right.
Yeah.
2 games. Okay, I've completed 2 games.
That's
since,
solid.
Yeah, in 29-ish episodes. So every 15 epipies, I finish a game.
Although
That's
to
good.
be fair, I think I've completed maybe 2 as well, but I just play a lot of other games and don't finish them.
Yeah.
You are a chronic
same.
starter.
Well,
eh?
to be fair, like literally last night, one of the monthly games that you get for PlayStation Plus this month is it's like a kung fu game called Sifu. Came out a couple years ago.
I love
Oh, yeah?
Sifu. It's so cool. And every time you die, you come back, but you're like 4 years older.
Yeah.
Until at the end, you're like real old.
Yeah.
And then you can't come back once you reach a certain age.
hated that.
So
hated
such a
that.
clever idea, though.
Clever idea. When I first heard about it, cool. And then I wanted to experience it. I love the combat. I love the the very simple sort of storyline that goes with it. It's not a very long game in terms of story wise, but I don't like the fact that if you die enough times, you just completely reset. I always hate that about. I don't know. That's like a Dark Souls sort
No,
of thing.
they never make you reset completely.
Well, like if you die enough times, then you lose that because there's only like 5 chapters. There's like 5
Right.
people that you've got to kill. So you start one, and then if you die enough times, then you have to
Start the
start all
chapter
over
all over
again.
again.
Start
Yeah.
the chapter all
Oh,
over again.
nah.
And I'm like, I don't know. Because I made it all the way through the end of the chapter, and then it was the boss battle at the end where I died. And then if I needed to, you don't start back at the boss battle.
Oh, okay.
You start at the start, and you've got to do it all over again.
No.
Some people love that stuff.
Yeah, I hate that.
I don't.
Same.
So
Well, there you go.
yeah, that is what I won't be playing this week. I'll just be playing Whole Life is True. Yeah. But Sifu, it's on PlayStation Plus this monthly
Nice.
What am I playing? So just quickly, 2 things. Firstly, I will be playing Spider-Man 2. I said I was getting out over Spider-Man.
game. Yeah.
I have finished all the little runaround things, all the Mysteriums, chasing the drones,
Oh,
and-
yeah,
which
yeah.
are all very fun, but I was sick of being Spider-Man. I'm now just mainlining the story, and holy cow, it is so good.
It's me, no.
The cinematic quality of the Spider-Man games is out the gate. If you haven't played them before, play them. Don't actually, Ellie, because you'll get massive motion sickness from the swinging and
Oh,
stuff.
okay, yeah.
And it's quite in your face and all over the shop, so don't.
Yeah.
But play them. They are fantastic. The other thing I will be playing this week is, for the first time ever, Saturday night, after having never read anything, watched anything, heard anything about it, I watched Dune just because I heard the second one was out now and I should go watch it.
Yeah.
I watched the first Dune, PlayStation. I watched it on my PS5, PlayStation headphones on, cranked up, dark room, 6 beers, and just watched it by myself because my wife went to bed early.
Oh, lovely.
It was, if you like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars and you've never watched Dune, it is genuinely mind-blowingly good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I loved it.
Okay.
You'll hate it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So we'll just establish that now.
Thank you for telling me.
Going to watch Dune 2 tomorrow night, and in fact, I might even watch the first one again tonight.
Oh, wow, he
It
loves
is-
it.
I just, the scale of it, the spectacle, the deep, whenever a big spaceship's coming,
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
magnificent.
I've watched it and I loved it, but I feel like I need to watch it again now.
But
this is-
what
yeah,
have you missed?
So if you like Kong Skull Island, like Guy does, you know,
I just
this should
agreed.
blow your
I
mind.
just agreed with you that it's a good movie.
Yeah. But
You don't
you're
need to
like,
bring another good movie into it to try and discredit
an
me.
equally, if not better
Yeah.
movie.
It's a giant monkey.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. I'm watching Dune and Dune 2 probably, and playing Spider-Man 2.
Nice, fun. And
Lovely.
what will I actually play? I haven't actually really thought about it because I just survived
You know what?
straight
Take the
last
week
night.
off, mate.
Oh,
You've got the
thanks,
week
guys.
off.
Thanks,
Hey, well,
guys.
Formula One 23. is the other game on PlayStation Plus.
Oh, is
so,
it?
So you can get that.
Oh, maybe I could download that.
Play the most recent one.
All right, okay.
good job, though.
Well, I'll let you know next week what I end up not playing.
Spoiler it, it's nothing.
But have a good reek. You reek.
Yeah, have
Yeah,
a good
you
week.
reek.
You reek. We're going to
You
leave it there. All right.
reek.
Join
Thanks
our
for listening.
Facebook
Have a good
group.
week. Join the Facebook group. See you later.
Bye.